This team looks
Yeah.
so disgusting. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They are going to steamroll through this division. Mark that, clip it. They're going to steamroll through this division, and they're going to surpass a bunch of teams. This top
Okay.
line right here. Let me just read you this squad. We've got Philip Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, Gustav Nyquist at the top, Steven
Huh.
Stamkos, Tommy
Yeah.
Novak, and Jonathan Marchessault as your second line. 40 goals, two 40 goal scorers on one line,
Yeah.
dude. And with
Crazy.
the
Crazy.
with the development of Luke Evangelista as
Uh-huh.
well, McCarron as well, Juuso Parssinen as well. These guys, man, they're going to thrive, and especially with the veteran presence of O'Reilly, a Forsberg, a Stamkos, a Marchessault, they are really going to thrive under playing with these older players, and even the defense. Brady Shea, they got Brady Shea,
I
man. He was one of the big defenseman fish in the market. He's going to be paired up with Yossi. I mean, oh my lord, Yossi's a
know.
great offensive defenseman. Brady Shea can lock it down at the back, score goals. Alexander Carrier playing with Jeremy Lazone as well, and Luke Shen as well with Spencer Stastny. I really think these guys are going to be so good. And then UC Soros, unbelievable contract. Barry Trotz, round of applause for him. Unbelievable. This team before he was there was, just losing to the Avalanche in the first round. Barry Trotz comes in his first official offseason, comes in and just absolutely picks up the big fish. These guys are clear winners of the free agency, and it's going to pay off in the regular season. They are going to steamroll through the Central and win probably the Western Conference, if not for the Oilers. But they're
Wow.
they're
What
up there. I
conference?
I genuinely think they
Oh,
can they can win the conference.
okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're such a good team, bro. I genuinely think they can do it. And like I said, guys like Stamkos, he wants his revenge. He wants this. The team that's been with him for years. He wants to show, hey, you should have re-signed me, man. I scored 40
Yeah.
goals in the back half of my career for you guys. I'm over a point per game, and you just want to let me go? Really? You want to offer me $3 million? He's going to come in. This locker room is going to be hype, and these guys are going to steamroll through the Western Conference.
Steam. Okay. Wow.
If I eat my words, I eat my words. But for me, these guys are just insane. I cannot count these guys out.
Okay. 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 We'll see. We'll see. We'll see about that. You want to go to the Metro now?
Let's go to the Metro Division. Let's do it.
Okay.
So you can
Okay.
start.
I'll start with okay. Last place, bro. The
To
Blue
be
Jackets,
honest, hold
bro.
on.
Okay.
Before we continue, to be honest, the weakest division in hockey right now,
Yeah. 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 It's yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. It's really not all that nice. Yeah. Okay. Last place, Blue Jackets, bro. Dude, you guys are just not it, bro. Yeah. It's just a whole bunch like you guys added Evenson, okay, right, as your coach who got fired from the Minnesota Wild. Okay, whatever. You guys still really don't have a true goalie. Like Merzlikins is just still all over the place. Um, you have Zach Werenski, but no one really else to help him. And then your fourth core has Lindholm, Goudreau, Line, who wants out. You guys also have Fantilli, which is cool. But I mean, I think they just really haven't clicked at all yet. So I'm gonna put them at last place because I do honestly think that they're like the worst team in the division. Seventh place. I'm gonna go the Flyers, bro. Dude, the Flyers overachieved last year, man. Okay, they shouldn't have been near a playoff spot. They fought to the end and they lost. Okay, Torch, you're a great coach and all, but I just think the team in itself, it's gonna struggle against these other teams in the Metro. I'm just not sold on the Flyers and this whole Carter Hart thing now. They don't really have true goalie, like a starting goalie, and yeah, even like Konechny got an extension today, which I think is a great deal. I think it was like 7 by 8.5 or something. So yeah, great deal for him. But I just think the Flyers overall as a team, like even the defense really isn't great either. Like they have Cam York and they have other guys, but it's not all there. Sixth place, I'm gonna go Pittsburgh Penguins. I think they'll have a similar season to last year's, and I do like some of the ads that they add, like Kevin Hayes and they added Matt Grzelcyk. Okay, so which is cool, but I mean I don't think they're gonna have a good season. I feel bad for Crosby. because like I mean he's like the goat. Like he's like one of the greatest of all time. But I think he will miss the playoffs yet again. Fifth place, I'm gonna go the New York Islanders, and they will miss the playoffs. Um, yeah, fifth place, New York Islanders. The Islanders have a good team, but again, they just lack scoring, and they're gonna have trouble scoring again. They added Anthony Duclair, but is that really your first line left winger? Like, is that really the guy that you're gonna add to the first line? So again, I'm not really sold. They still need scoring help. Their defense is still good with Dobson and Pellick and Pollock. You know, they still have Sorokin, but I think there's just better teams in the Metro Division, and I think they'll miss the playoffs. Fourth place, the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes lost some guys, okay, in this offseason, and I don't really think they replaced them well. Yeah, they got Goss to spare, but he's getting on the older side, and Carolina, like, they also lost Teravainen, and now this whole, like, Natchez thing, they don't really know what to do with him either, so I think it's kind of just all kind of up in the air. So I think the Carolina Hurricanes will drop off. Third place, I'm gonna go Washington Capitals. Hey man, Washington Capitals, bro, y'all surprised me.
Okay, they look really good. They look really good.
Even though y'all took away Cat Friendly, and I still don't like y'all, but I mean, what y'all did in the offseason was still crazy. Okay, you guys added Logan Thompson, you guys added Matt Waugh, you added Pierre-Luc Dubois, and it's like you added you also signed Connor McMichael back, and it's like, dude, it was great from them, and I think they'll make the playoffs. They have to make the playoffs now. Ovi's getting a little bit older too, so they have to make playoffs. This is really Ovi's final push to trying to get a Stanley Cup. So I think they've done their best, and yeah, I think they'll make the playoffs. They'll be top 3. Second place, New York Rangers. Rangers, you disappointed me this offseason. You guys did literally nothing. You guys needed winger help. You couldn't bring in Tyler Toffoli, and it's just been not a good offseason. I think any Rangers fan will agree with us, or even tell their GM that it just wasn't a good offseason. So yeah, first place, New Jersey Devils, Sheldon Keefe. You know what? Former Leaf coach. You know what he's going to do? He's going to go first in the Metro, and he's going to make it all the way to the conference final. You already know this. Devils, I like what they did in the offseason. They improved their team. Yeah, bro, dude. Devils are they're gonna win this division, bro. Like, come on now. And yeah, so I think the Devils will win the division, along with the Rangers second, Washington third, and Carolina fourth.
I'll tell you right now, I have the Columbus Blue Jackets last. I can agree with you on that. I've got the Philadelphia Flyers 7th.
Yeah.
I think we agreed on that. I have the Pittsburgh Penguins at number 6.
Okay, we agree on that too. Okay.
The Crosby show is over. Number 5, the New York Islanders. You said it. Best.
4.
They don't look that great. At the
here's
where I think we get a little mixed. I think at the 4, I'm going with the Washington Capitals. There's no way they come over where they were last year. They were, they did squeak in. I feel like they have a way better chance of not fighting for that last wild card position. I think they can lock down. Like they can be essentially what the Tampa Bay Lightning were last year, where they automatically just lock up that first wild card team with the additions that they've made. I mean, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Mangiapane, Taylor Radish. Who else did they add? They had Jacob Chikrin and Logan Thompson. Like these guys, man, they're gamers. They look like really good gamers, and I think these guys were brought in. Sole purpose was to get Ovechkin his record and breaking Gretzky's goal record, and I think they can really do some damage. And you know what? I think they can make playoffs. I think they really have a great opportunity to make playoffs. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be tough, but I think they can do it. They can do it, but I'll tell you what I have for who makes playoffs. Number 3, Carolina Hurricanes. They really lost a lot of good pieces as well. Brady Shea, Brett Pesce, a whole defensive line right there. They did add Shane Gostisbehere, Sean Walker from Colorado, but Jake Gensel, that was the big one, right?
Yeah.
Still don't know the status on Martin Natchez yet, so we don't know, right? They added William Carrier, Eric Robinson, and Jack Roslovic. Those are some good depth pieces, but I just don't think the Canes could be as strong as they were last year. Just the fact that they lost a whole good defensive pairing, guys who were basically like full lineup, like, part of the roster. They never really sat much. Those guys were pretty consistent in the lineup. And then Jake Gensel, man, you traded, good pieces away for him, and it sucks because he's such a great player, and you lose him for nothing. So, yeah, it's really tough for the Hurricanes. At number 2, I got the Rangers. They got worse. They're not going to win the President's Trophy this year. Yeah, I think the Rangers are going to come second. They added Riley Smith. Fine, they got their guy, but he's not a Tyler Toffoli. That's the guy I've been wanting the Rangers to go after, Anthony Duclair. They did not bother to go for these guys. I really, I don't like that they didn't try and go for Eric Gustafsson to re-sign. He was literally quarterbacking that first unit while Adam Fox was injured. And the fact that they just let him go, right, really, really sucks because he's a great piece, and he was barely making any money as well. I think they still make playoffs.
He was making no-look passes to Chris Kreider on the power play.
As we're like watching the Detroit game together, we're watching it and we just see a no-look pass. I'm like, the fuck? What does he make those? But yeah, I think they come second. And then at number 1, Sheldon Keefe's New Jersey Devils. He's going to get right back at the Toronto Maple Leafs for canning him after the players lost the series, not the coach. The players lost in that Bruins series. How many times do I have to get into that? Screw Brandon Shanahan for firing Sheldon Keefe. Screw Brad Treliving. They're going to eat their fucking words. And Sheldon Keefe is going to win the Eastern Conference with the New Jersey Devils. I fucking love these guys. They got Paul Cotter, that Vegas prospect. But for me, they added Brett Pesce. They added Brendan Dillon, some really big defensemen. And they added a fucking goalie. Would you look at that? They added a fucking goalie. Holy shit. They added a goalie. I mean, Kakinen and Jake Allen was not going to get them to the promised land, that's for sure. But having Jake Allen backing Jacob Markstrom now, that's a really solid tandem. That could be a top tandem in the league, mind you. They could really do some damage, right? And I could see Markstrom competing, or at least trying to get the Vezina Trophy. I really think the Devils are going to be so good. Win the Eastern Conference as well. They look really strong. We already know Sheldon Keefe is a great regular season coach, so it will not surprise me if the Devils, and when they will, take that first division spot.
No, dude, it's gonna happen. It's just written in the stars.
It's written in the stars.
The Devils team,
Toronto, especially when they meet October 13th in Toronto. Sheldon Keefe's first game back, or is it in Toronto or New Jersey?
In Toronto, and we're gonna get shelled 5 minutes.
Oh, here we go. Markstrom shutout, baby. we are here for it. So,
but yeah.
So do you have the Capitals making who you have third or fourth? Sorry, the Hurricanes. Do you have them making playoffs?
I had Carolina fourth. Yeah. I think they will make the playoffs.
You think they will? So they will get the fifth. Will the Islanders get a playoff spot, or you think that will come in the? Yeah. I
will not make a playoff. Okay, Atlantic.
Our division with our boys, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. What do we think? This is the best division in the entire league. Yeah. Personally, but you guys can have your takes. I don't really care, but Justin, make your predictions.
I'll start. I'm gonna just say now, bro. Ottawa Senators, bro. You guys are last place.
Shit.
Oh, bro. I'm gonna just say now, bro. Dude. Yeah, bro. Last place, bro. Dude, you guys are not threatening. Okay, you guys can have Linus Ullmark. He'll have a mediocre season because he's playing for the Ottawa Senators. Okay, they lost Chychrun. And, dude, nobody's scared of the Ottawa Senators, bro. You can have overrated Giroux, which is fine. But you have Pinto, which is cool. You have Kachuk. Okay, but other than that, you have Thomas Chabot as well, but he can't really stay healthy either. So, I mean, yeah, Ottawa Senators, you guys are trash, and you guys will never be compared to us. So, last place. Second last place, who will do, I think, better this season than last, Montreal Canadiens. Didn't really do much in the offseason. Re-signed Slavkovsky. So, but I think they're getting older, and I think last year we saw improvements with the squad. You know, as much as I hate saying it, and I really detest these guys, I will give them flowers.
Ivan Demnov. Oh man, when he starts playing for these guys, bro, it's gonna be scary. Scary hours 4 in Montreal.
His veteran presence. So I think he will I think it will help the forward core a lot. Actually, I really like Dowdenoff. He's an older guy and he can actually score goals. I think they'll have a better season, just a little bit. But yeah, I think seventh place. Sixth place, bro. Buffalo Sabres, bro. I mean, it's kind of just a normal dude. Like you guys, yeah, you guys just not competing, bro. Enough said. Fifth place.
It's tough, man. That's a tough one. Because I think I know
Tampa
what you're
Lightning.
gonna say. Yeah.
Tampa Lightning. You guys lost Sergachev, dude. It's really just Hedman and Cernak, and there's like your right side. What is that? You know, so it's like, come on, you guys really lost Mikhail Sergachev, who's like one of the best defensive defensemen in the league. It's like really, like, and I know you replaced Stamkos with Gensel, which is amazing. He's younger and he can score goals, pretty much do what Stamkos does. But it's like then you just really just lost a great D man on the back end and didn't really replace him. So yeah, they did get Ryan McDonough, okay, which is fine. But I mean, I think everybody would take Mikhail Sergachev over Ryan McDonough. Okay, so fifth place. Fourth place, bro, Detroit Red Wings. I'm gonna say it again. The Red Wings are gonna make the playoffs, dude. It's only a matter of time.
Yes,
you know,
man. I really thought they were gonna make it last year, man. It sucks, man. It really sucks that they missed it. But they were literally just like a goal away. I mean, they did win their last 2 games against the Habs, coming back. But fuck, man. I think you're right with this one. I think they got to make playoffs eventually.
I think they will get the first wild card. I think Carolina Hurricanes get second wild card. I think Detroit Red Wings only matter of time, and I think they'll actually do it. Patty Kane, DeBrincat, Larkin. You have Mort Seider who's going to step up, and it's like you have like a whole surplus of goalies now that you could pretty much put in like one goalie per game, all different ones, and then who knows? So yeah, Red Wings, fourth place. Third place. Ooh. Florida Panthers, they'll have a hangover, but they'll still make the playoffs. Because they just won the Stanley Cup, they'll have a little bit of a hangover, you know. But they're still a great team anyway. So I'll put them third place. Second place, the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going to beat the Florida Panthers in the first round again, but we'll talk about that another time. Leafs, you know, they had a mediocre offseason. I'm not going to go out here and be like, oh my gosh, we had the best offseason out of all the teams. Okay, let's just be realistic. Okay, we had a mediocre offseason. We still don't have a second line left winger. Okay, Nick Robertson wants to be traded. Okay, which he can go. And it's like we have Bobby McMahon, Popovich Holberg, but they don't really solidify that second left wing spot that we need. Okay, so again, we desperately need help on that forward core. But again, our GM just really did nothing to help that. So whatever, second place. Because I still like our defense, and we still have Matthews and Nylander and JT, yeah, and all that. And I like our goalies, Stolarz and Joseph Woll. Yeah. Okay. And then first place, Boston Bruins. You already know what's gonna happen. Okay, I've seen this movie too many times. Okay, they get the big fish in the offseason or the trade deadline, and then they'll just go on a run. Okay. First place, they got Zadorov, and they got their boy Elias Lindholm, who's wanted to be a Bruin for I don't even know how long. So yeah, first place. They still have Marchand, whose time's running up, but you already know he wants another Stanley Cup, so he's gonna push hard. And they still have McAvoy, and they still have Swayman, who's gonna be a beast, and they still have Pastrnak, who's gonna be a beast. And it's like it's just really annoying. So I think yeah, first place, and they made great additions in the offseason. So yeah, first place Boston Bruins.
Well, of course, bro. I'm going to talk about the Bruins in a sec, but for me, last place, I'm going with the Buffalo Sabres. These guys, man.
Whoa, last place.
Last place. I'm so sick of these guys, man. I am so sick and tired of seeing these guys, man. They get all these players. They got Lafferty. They got McLeod. They got a good squad. But man, it hasn't worked in so long. And you've got teams like Montreal on the come up. You've got Ottawa. You've got Detroit. You've got the Lightning. You've got the Bruins. You've got the Panthers. You've got the Leafs. No chance.
Yeah.
No chance, man. They can get to the playoffs. Last place for sure, man. Tage Thompson already last year just completely disappeared from what we saw a couple seasons ago. Yeah. What has happened to that man? They barely had Jack Quinn playing. He's coming back. We'll see how he can do. But like guys like Alex Tuch, man, how long is he going to carry the boat? How long is he going to carry the boat? I like the defense. For me, they don't have that Chris Tanev to their defense. They don't have that guy who can calm situations down. They've got 3 great studs: Dahlin, Byram, Power. They don't have a guy like a Chris Tanev or a Ryan Suter or a Matt Dumba that can really calm them down in intense playoff situations. Because if it gets to a point where we have a wild card race like we saw last year, I think the defense core can, really fall apart. And same thing with the goaltending. I mean, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, he just signed that massive extension. Devin Levi, who's been a bit shaky last year. I just think, man, these guys are gonna fall under the pressure and not be able to make the playoffs and come last. But for me, yeah, last place. Seventh, I hate to say it because I love watching my team play. Montreal Canadiens, man, they locked up their big three, just under 20 million, just under like $25 million for all three. Suzuki, Caulfield, and Slavkovsky, which is very smart. Lock them up early while they're young. 7.8, 7.7, 7.9, something like that. All under 8. I like it. I'm so sick of Brendan Gallagher, man. I cannot watch this man play hockey any longer. Josh Anderson, same thing with you. You were so great for us when you first came. I have been sick of you for the past, I don't know how many seasons now, 3 seasons, man. Every time you go on these scoring droughts, man. You get put on a line with Suzuki, you get put on a line with Newhook, you get put on a line with every single player, and you still can't crack 10 goals. Get out of my face. I'm so sick of you. Get off this team. Alex Barry-Boulette, I like that signing because he's from Montreal, and he played with guys like Tampa Bay. So I feel like this guy's gonna score a couple nice goals. We've got Newhook. Hopefully we have Kirby Dach the whole season. I like Harvey Pinard as well. I really like our defense group as well. Matheson, Gooley, Lane Hudson. Oh man, Lane Hudson. David Savard, Arbor Jack Guy, and hopefully Logan Mallew gets some starts as well because he is played really good for us a couple times. And then Sam Montembeault. Sam Montembeault is being talked to eventually join Team Canada, hopefully, for this, what do you call it? It's not Frozen Four. Best on best. Yeah, man. I feel like he's got a good shot if he has a really good. I think he has a good chance of making it. Have you seen a bunch of these Canadian goalies, man? I think he has an opportunity to really shine and make this squad. Carter Hart's not playing, is he? No. Tristan Jarry, the way he's been playing, is he gonna go? No. You need 3. You go Binnington, Hill, and Montembeault.
And Tristan Jarry.
I'm taking Montembeault over Tristan Jarry. I'm taking Montembeault over Tristan Jarry, man. I cannot
raise Sam Montembeault, bro. It's got to stop.
You need to open your eyes a bit and watch. Just when we're live watching Montreal Toronto play and you see Sam Montembeault absolutely rob Austin Matthews for the potential clinching goal, game-winning goal, then you'll be eating those words. But I feel the Montreal Canadiens, will be 7th place, and Montembeault, will shine. 6th, I'm going with the Senators, man. Last year, I really thought they were going to make playoffs. The ads that they did make this year, I mean, they added Michael Amadio, they added David Perron, they added Noah Gregor. They're still okay. Yeah, they're cool. But they're not.
They're cool.
They're not Boston. They're not Toronto. They're not Florida. Not yet. And realistically, this is the year they make playoffs. They just got Linus Ullmark. They just got their big fish. But as we've seen over the past 3 seasons, Ottawa is where goalies go to die. They go to ruin their careers. We saw it with Cam Talbot. They ran him out. We saw it with Korpisalo. They ran him out. And now Linus Ullmark coming off of a season where he was basically in Jeremy Swayman's shadow. I really think it's going to be another season of what the hell are we going to do with this team. Travis Green is the coach as well. I mean, we saw him with the Devils last year. And we saw him before he was fired by the Canucks. So for me, it's just another sad season in Ottawa where they miss playoffs again, and we are all left with questions. By the way, I think after this season, Brady Tkachuk will be traded.
You think he requests a trade, or the team just trades him?
I think if he does not win or make playoffs with the Sens, he will request a trade and leave Ottawa. Okay. He has been very good for these guys, and I think he wants to go play for an American team. I've heard the Rangers. I have been hearing the Rangers and been seeing a bunch of rumors like that. So maybe, just maybe, he will leave the Senators, but I just think they miss playoffs again. Number 5. I've been really tossing it up with these two, the Lightning and the Red Wings, but I'm gonna go Detroit. I think Detroit get the 5th spot. By the way, they will win the 2nd wildcard spot. I think the Capitals miss out on the playoffs. I will go
Oh,
back on that and say they miss playoffs. But I think I've been saying this for so long. Detroit needs to be in the playoffs. Holy shit, man! Holy shit! These guys, they got Patrick Kane, they got Tarasenko, they've got Eric Gustafsson on the back
yeah.
line now. Like, I mean, they did just get Jack Campbell and Cam Talbot, but
The goal against Lion.
yeah, but I think Lyon will take that spot. That's the only error for me is goaltending. I don't know how good, well, and they have Husso, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they still got like they have five goalies, mate, or four goalies that could be a starter on any roster. I think this year Detroit finally get into the playoffs, and we see Patrick Kane in the playoffs with the Detroit Red Wings. I mean, I love their top six: DeBrincat, Larkin, Raymond, Tarasenko, Copper, Kane. Looks just absolutely disgusting if you ask me. And they had a depth piece like Tyler Mott on the fourth line to play with Joe Veleno and Christian Fisher. I can't complain. They will get that. They will get that second wildcard spot and beat out Washington in that race.
Okay.
Number 4, the Tampa Bay Lightning. I love their top six too. I love their top six. Jake Gensel, Braden Point, Nikita Kucherov, Brandon Hagel, Anthony Cirelli, Cam Atkinson. Cam Atkinson on this team could be something. Could be something. His last bit in Philly wasn't the greatest. I think he could revive his career and finish off strong with the Tampa Bay Lightning. And Jake Gensel, man, under $10 million, $9 million per season for 7 years. I think he's going to absolutely be the exact player that Kucherov needs to play on his side, other than Stamkos. I know Stamkos can finish those goals, but Gensel is younger. He's faster. He's quicker. He's got a hell of a shot. And I think Kucherov he's not going to go away. He's not ready to just, let the haters win. Because everybody cannot stand the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I think these guys are going to come back and make playoffs. They're still not going to be as strong, as years in the past, but I think they can make the playoffs. And I like the Ryan McDonough ad. I like the J.J. Moser ad. I think they can really, come back and make playoffs. And it's funny, I mean, people will clown on them for trading Jeannot, getting him, acquiring him, and trading a bunch of picks away and then trading him for nothing. That guy, man, he came to the Lightning and just could not fit their structure. He was just invisible.
Bad.
He was just bad.
Like,
it was terrible. He was so bad for these guys. And yeah, whatever. They traded all those picks to get him, just to trade him for what, like a fourth or third? Sure, whatever. But at the end of the day, Tampa are still Tampa. Vasi's still Vasi. Kucherov is still going to be Kucherov. And with adding a guy like Gensel, do we really think they're going to miss playoffs yet? No, I don't think so. I think they'll get it and take that first wildcard spot once again. And in third, like you said, the Stanley Cup hangover, the Florida Panthers will make playoffs, but they will still be drunk opening night, I think.
Yeah.
The beer, the alcohol is not going to wear off. Bobrovsky is going to, he's not going to be his playoff self. He is coming off of a very long offseason, 2 years in a row. Yeah, and I think with, some losing guys like Stenlund, like Lomberg, like Tarasenko, I think they're going to be a bit worse. However, I feel like this team is still going to make playoffs. I mean, their fourth line is all new now. They got Thomas Nosek, Jesper Boquist from Boston, and Witzel. I don't know how to say his name, but he's on the team. But they did also lose Brandon Montour. Keep that in mind. They did win the division last year. I think losing Montour is going to really hurt them a little bit. But will they miss playoffs after winning the Stanley Cup? No. They definitely will not be missing playoffs. Number 1 and 2. Number 2, I'm going with Boston, and number 1, Toronto. And I will explain. As much as I cannot stand the Toronto Maple Leafs, I will explain why I have them first. But number 2, the Boston Bruins. How many fucking times have we said in these past 2 seasons, Justin, it's finally over. They're finally gonna drop. They got the second wildcard spot in 2022. The next season, as we say, they might not even make playoffs. President's Trophy, brother. President's Trophy. Okay, they get bounced in the first round. Boston might compete for a wildcard spot here. Ottawa's looking really good. Second. Or third, sorry. No, second. Second, competing for the division title with the Florida Panthers. By 1 point losing. Oh, man, Jake DeBrusk, leaving the Boston Bruins. He wants to trade out. What are they going to do? Swayman, RFA, what are they going to do? They trade Allmark. What are they going to do? Well, after not having Patrice Bergeron for 2 seasons, or a season, Elias Lindholm. Elias Lindholm was their guy. Let's not forget, he had 40 goals with the Calgary Flames not too long ago. He played okay with the Vancouver Canucks, but he is a Bruin. I could see it. I could see him and Pastrnak just lighting it up together on that first line, scoring big goals against Joseph Woll in the first round again, or the second round again. And, man, they just don't want to go away, these guys. It's really annoying, man. They beat the Habs like 3 times last year or twice, and it was just so annoying, man, every single time. And then Nikita Zadorov, the absolute big fish on defense in the back. They really got a good player in him. And they did get Korpisalo in the trade back with Allmark. They also got Kastelik and a pick. I think the Boston Bruins will make playoffs again. They're not going away just yet. We kept saying they're going to have dark days soon, but they are still in the fight and will be second in the division. And number 1, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Whew. I'll get into that right now. New coach, Craig Berube. We know how good he is. We know that he can pump up these guys. He is a guy that Marner, Nylander, Matthews need. I like Matthews. I've never hated on him. I love the way he scores his goals, his sellies. He's just got the swag. He's that guy. He's him. Matthew Nyes, he is a great young player. As much as I hate to say, he's a great player. Nylander really stepped it up last year. Really stepped it up. Domi really stepped it up. That fourth line is staying the same. Holmberg really stepped up as well. Yarn Croak was injured, but he'll be good. My only concern is John Tavares and Mitch Marner. I think Tavares could thrive under a coach like Craig Berube. He'll get his game back, and maybe he'll have him play some kind of lesser role, whereas he can give Domi more of the reins in the second middle slot. Maybe move Tavares to the wing, maybe put him down to third line, but I think they'll figure something out. And I think Craig Berube will be the one, because it seems to me that Mitch Marner is not getting traded. Let's keep that in mind. He is not leaving. Mitch Marner, Craig Berube will be the one to get to Mitch Marner and explain to him, hey, listen, we need you to play a different role. It's not working with you in the playoffs doing the things you've been doing in the past. Let's switch up your game a little bit. Let's try and be more defensive rather than always looking for a pass. Let's shoot the fucking puck more. Let's wind it up. Mitch has a shot. Let's not forget, he has a shot. He can shoot the puck. I think Craig
20 plus goals.
Yes, exactly. I think Craig Berube will be able to get to Mitch Marner, and he's going to have a good season. The defense. I was questioning the Chris Tanev signing, but looking back at it now, with Riley being the more offensive defenseman, I like what they did with Chris Tanev. I think it's a very good signing. Maybe with the term, not so much, but having a player like that for at least 3 years before he maybe retire on LTIR and ride off into the sunset with all the money. Who knows? OEL, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, I like that signing too. I think he can be a solid piece in the middle of playing with in the middle defense pair with Timothy Liljegren, and then McCabe and Benoit as well, solid. And then Stolarz, Joseph Woll. I think Joseph Woll can be a really good goalie in this league. He's proven it. I mean, I personally think if he wasn't injured in Game 7 against the Boston Bruins, he would have helped the Leafs go through to the next round and play the Florida Panthers. Yeah. But now having a guy like Anthony Stolarz, who went all the way to the last dance, has his name on the Stanley Cup, I think they can really gem well together, and they will win the division. I said that last year they would win the division. This year, I think they can win the division. The Devils will probably take the Eastern Conference, but I think the Toronto Maple Leafs can win the division. And we finally could see a really different Toronto Maple Leafs squad. A tougher, a more aggressive, and an overall more constructed team, I would say.
I mean, that's what you think, but as a Leaf fan, do I actually, can I see that happening? Yeah. But will it happen? I don't think so, because of just how I've seen this team play over and over and over again. But again, Berube is a different style of coach than coach that we've had in the past. So, I'm hoping he will actually get this done, okay, because it's only a matter of time before it happens, okay? And you know what? Maybe if he gets McMahon playing a different style, maybe he tells him to do something better. Maybe I'll give him some support. But in the meantime, I really hope the Leafs can win the division. But as long as they don't win the President's Trophy, then that's fine.
We're okay. Then you can breathe a sigh of relief now that they won't be cursed in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But that's going to do it for episode 95 of the AJ Sports Podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, tell all your friends. We're going to try and get this out tomorrow. We will be back Monday, and we'll figure out something else to talk about because there is absolutely nothing to discuss in the sports world. We could talk about the shitty Jays, the shitty Toronto FC. So many shitty Toronto teams to talk about, but
that could be our next episode, but we'll see.
We'll see. Shall see. But until then, we will see you guys Monday. Like and subscribe. Take it easy, and we will see you guys next week.